Hello students, I am Dhananjay Patil, father of three girls, husband to a lovely lady and civil engineer by profession. In 28 years of my industrial and teaching experience, I have served MNCs and renowned institutes. Currently working as a professor in civil engineering department of RIT. I am on a mission to enhance skills of 1 million engineers. So today, welcome to the first session of your course Materials Management. We'll start with the introduction to materials management, and in this course we'll be looking into definition and need of materials management. Now let's start with the definition. Material management can be defined as a function responsible for the coordination of planning, sourcing, purchasing, moving, storing and controlling materials in an optimum manner. Now if you look at these particular points like planning, sourcing, purchasing, moving, storing and controlling, all are basically the functions which should be done by the materials manager. Right? And this everything has to be done in order to provide and predetermined service to the customer at minimum cost. So every materials manager has to take care that he provides the predetermined services to his customer at a minimum cost. There are many other definitions which can be taken into consideration, but I reported this, right, because it contains or it covers, right, functions also. So let's look at what is the need of materials management. If you go towards the cost aspect and understand the cost aspect of materials in production, manufacturing, the survey shows that the average material cost is to the tune of 64%. It varies from 50 to 70% with respect to the material or with respect to the product. And there is only 36% cost which is left and which goes towards wages, salaries, overheads, profit, etc. Right? So, again, in addition to this particular 64% of the material cost, we do have a cost which is called as an inventory carrying cost, material carrying cost, which is to the tune of 20% of the material cost. Right? So, totally if I make, it goes around to be 77% of the total sales value. So, see how materials contribute towards or take a toll of around 77% of the total sales value cost. So it is very much important for us to study this particular material management and manage these materials properly. Let's take an example of GE Motors. How does a GE Motors spend its 1 rupee? 33% goes towards employees, 8% towards taxes, 3% towards facilities and working, 6% towards shares and wear and tear and other things. But the major toll which is taken up by materials, that is, they are paying to the suppliers 50%. Right? So this is wherein material management or materials count comes into picture. Now this is a 50% plus you can talk about carrying cost of materials which may be around 20%, then again it will rise to large amount. If you look at the second example, which is a coal mining example, and right, wherein this particular thing products are not manufactured as such, but it is mining. Right? If you look at the right hand side, bottom quadrant, it is 28% which goes towards employee. Right? And all other three quadrants, if I look into, this is a pie chart basically, but majorly they have divided it into 4 quadrants, and 5 and 6 are very small toll which goes to depreciation, and power and fuel also comes into again material. And the top right, which is outsourcing which is done also has a toll of materials into it, and the basic material consumption or cost which is given is 21%. So 21% and outsourcing cost and fuel cost, if you look at this toll also goes around to be 50% of the entire cost. Right? So this is why materials management is very much important to you. Right? Again, importance of material management basically lies, right, in the fact that any significant contribution made towards reducing the cost of material will improve the profitability. This is for sure true. Right? As profit can be increased either by increasing the sales, right, but in the today's condition, if you look at it, is very difficult to increase the sales as it has many barriers. So the second option we have in order to increase the profit is reduction in the material cost. So research has already been shown that efforts towards reducing 5% material cost equals to sales increase by 30%. So around 1:6 ratio. Experts already have claimed that efforts in reducing material cost by 1 rupee is equivalent to rise in sales by 10 rupees. So 1:10. So if you look at this particular reduction in the cost and percentage, will always have a ratio of 1:6 to 1:10. Differs from product to product, but has an importance in material management. Next, let's understand the same concept with respect to BEP analysis. Now, what is BEP? BEP is an break-even point. In case of break-even point, you have a graph plotted against number of units sold, produced and sold versus total cost. The line X, which reaches to the cost line, right, is amount of sales. That means after selling XO number of products, I am going to get OR cost. This is an earning. This is an earning. Now we do have an expenses which are fixed costs and also the variable cost. Right? So if you look at this particular scenario herein, your break-even point lies at M. Your break-even point lies at M here. Right? So now if you look at this area, MQR is your profit area. Is your profit area. If by any means we are able to reduce the variable cost, which is directly related to material function, by the amount Q to Q dash, the scenario changes totally. Right? And the variable cost, when it changes, your BEP shifts from M to N. Right? That means you have an increased profit area now. Also, there is going to be shift in the break-even point to N. That means less products sold and earlier the profit starts. So you have an increased area, right? Increased profit. So this is why we call it as a very much important point in considering the materials management, right? So for the today's session, we are going to stop here. We have concluded, if I take into consideration, we have studied the definition of material management and as well as need analysis through 2 examples and break-even point analysis. So thank you very much being with me. We'll be moving to the next session, aim and objectives of material management. Thank you.